Okay, let's try this again. Hi, my name's Bree, and I'm doing my speech on a song called Jesus Christ by a band named Brand New. Well, Jesus Christ, I'm not scared to die. I'm a little bit scared of what comes after. Do I get the gold chariot, or do I float through the ceiling? That part of the song, I think, is my favorite quote in the whole song by them. I think everyone can resonate with it to some extent because I don't think there's anyone who has thought about death at one point and not been scared or confused and thinking about that. So I think most of what I'm going to say will resonate with some of you. My point in this whole speech is to tell you all, my Communications 110 class, about a song or a band that has made an impact in my life and has been a song that's always made me feel something when I listen to it. So I'll begin with a little bit of history on the band and then move on to tell you about my interpretation of the song and then finally what it means to me. So like many other bands, they started as a different band. They were called the Rookie Lot before they came to be what now is called Brand New. You could say they started brand new. That information I got from Louisa C. Deem on August 19th, 2017. She posted that, and the name of the article was version 105. The band is considered one of the most influential in the emo scene at their prime back in the late 90s, early 2000s. That information I got from Jason Bigg. He posted that July 17th, 2007, and the name of the article is Brand New. There's a lot of pop culture references in their music as well. One of the songs, Sewing Season, for example, was taken from one of Stephen King's novel, Secret Widow, Secret Garden. My interpretation of this song may be considered a little bit biased just because this is what I feel like it is in my head, which is fine. I believe the song is primarily talking about the artist's struggle to reconcile with what he knows about himself and what he knows about God and Christianity. Lacey, the lead singer, he suggests that if his salvation depended on him accepting or rejecting Jesus, he would be rejected every time. And on the opposing end, I believe he's saying that his opposition to God will also be his downfall. So him being too sinful that Jesus' death was not enough. So this brings me to my next quote. This problem's going to last more than the weekend. So I think the song in general just also represents like the fear of not believing or not being good enough for God, that your sins are too much, that you are an exception of some way, that you're going to go to hell and you're just not good enough in general. Which brings me to the next quote. And I'm scared I'll get scared, and I swear I'll try to nail you back up. So kind of deep there, but it makes you think. And now I will move on to what the song means to me personally. Religion's a touchy subject for everybody, I think. Everybody is scared to really talk about it. I think it's important. That's another reason kind of why I picked this, because it's controversial, and that's just kind of me. Religion's controversial along with politics, but politicians and things like that you can really see with your own eyes, and that's why religion is controversial, is because you can't see it with your own eyes. So I think the overall message in the song, though, is just the transition of in the beginning and the end, if that's what you choose to interpret it as. I see it as in the beginning, he is just really struggling with the idea, but then later on, as you read the lyrics, you see a different side come out. So, but I personally, the song resonates with me because I have come a long way with my own faith. I used to believe in nothing. There was no God who wouldn't let me love the person I want to love, that there was no God that would let all these things happen in the world. So, but I've came a long way with that also, which brings me to another quote that I have picked out from this song. Because my bright is too slight to hold back all my dark, and the ship went down inside of land. So that kind of goes on what I was talking about before with just being afraid and not feeling good enough in general. But I have since came to the conclusion myself that while this song will always resonate with me, I have seen through light, and I think differently, and I do myself believe. So, and I also came to see that some things are mind over matter, but other things you just have to feel inside. So, but besides the point, I would rather live my life believing in something positive. I don't see why anyone would want to believe that when they die, they're just going to be dust and turn into nothing. So even if that's what's going to happen, at this point, choose to believe that, because that's not very nice. That's not a good positive thinking there. So, love always wins. I think none of us ever know. So this song is just really, it hits deep when you came a long way yourself with your own faith. So in conclusion, I am coming to my closing quote of the song. So, do you think we could work out a sign so I know it's you and I won't even try? I know you'll come for the people like me. I think you can take what you want from this quote, but I think that's the whole point, and it just makes you think. And I think the whole message here is just self-knowledge versus faith, the internal struggle with that. I'll always hold this band close to my heart. I've loved them so much since my emo phase back in the day, which, by the way, was never a phase. I'm still very much in it. So, yeah, like I said before, I'll always feel something when I hear this song. So, very deep to my heart. And I do think that this needs to be talked about more, just controversial things in general. So, I love this song, and thank you guys for listening.